Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3. A little heads up about how the video gonna work. I'm gonna be talking about some of the news that we had in recent times, giving my opinion on it, and at the end of the video I'm gonna give my overall opinion about the release of the game and the game as a whole. So let's start with the release date. The game is gonna be coming out from PC on August the 3rd, on September for PS5, and only God knows when from Xbox. The reason given to the Xbox no effing clue for the day is it's not working well with split screen, so they are fixing that. PC, they were able to push the release date back to the early August, and here is the quote-unquote caveat. The 72 hours Head Start will not be available anymore. They said that on the new community post, there will be not a 72 hours Head Start anymore. The release is August the 3rd. Now, let's get the big elephant on the room here out. The release date was pushed back on PC, still the same. A little bit delay on the PS5, and well, Xbox still the same. Large question mark. Conclusion that the community has is they want to avoid Starfield, and I cannot disagree, and I do not think it's a bad decision. It's a good one. In a landscape, in an industry that we are far more accustomed with delays, a symptom of a very, very bad development cycle, we have a studio they are confident enough on their product they are able to push back the release date, which is good. Now, of course, they avoid Starfield, they, for a larger amount, avoid Armored Core, and they give the option for PS5 players where they will not have Starfield, but they can get Baldur's Gate to play. More or less, I don't have anything against this move. I would kinda have something with on the original release date. I would question myself with what I should be playing. Not much on Starfield, but I think would be conflicting a lot with, for example, Armored Core. That's something I would be still playing. Now, with the release date out of the way, again, the big thing is there won't be a head start. August the 3rd for PC. I think September 6th for PlayStation, and Xbox, no clue. Now, let's go for the level cap, classes, races, and origin characters. I will leave the image for the classes and the races on screen. It's gonna do a far better job than I could be describing, and I kinda gonna jump direct to my opinion about. Now, for the classes, I like the selection with two asterisks here. One more personal, that I was hugging the Copian on this one. I was hugging my Copian tank, my Hopian tank. That, yeah, they might do. They might hold that up on their sleeve until the panel from hell. Now I'm crying on my corner here because, yeah, we're not gonna have Artificer, and we're not gonna have Hexblade. We kinda going to have with the Pact of the Blade, but still. Now, again, in the opinion part, I do believe it will be more easy for the implementation of subclasses than will be to implement a new class for mods. Because they said there is a lot of more dialogue there is connect to your class, especially playing with a custom character. So I think there would be a lot missing if like modding would add the Artificer and there would be like some blank statement somewhere. Still holding for the Hopian that some brave modder decided to add the Artificer. Hope the last one to die, huh? With that in mind, I want to kinda shut down and cry again because a lot of people saying, oh, Larian is talking about at launch, the launch version. So people were thinking we're gonna have a expansion later down the line, a DLC later down the line, and this both from the level cap, and then I'm gonna give my opinion a little bit later, but here is the thing. The launch version is because we have the early access version, which is Act 1. They say it's still 30% of Act 1 out of it. and now we have like 66% of Act 1 playable. So in reality, that's why they need to differentiate. It's not oh, we're totally planning to shove a season pass and DLC on this. Remember, Larian doesn't do much DLC. The only time they did for Divinity Original Sin 2, they released a free DLC almost like later down the line. And of course, they released the Definitive Edition. Now, if you want to really hug the Hopian, I will tell you this. Maybe, just maybe, Larian wants to show to the gaming industry that CRPGs are profitable or a marketable thing. And because of that, they will want to show that, yes, there is DLC potential, expansion potential later down the line. But I don't see this coming. I hope I would. Please, give us art feature. I never asked for anything. But that is it. Now let's talk a little bit about the origin characters. I think it's everyone already talked. I kind of more like want to talk about Dark Urge. There is a distinction that I want to place about Dark Urge and the custom character because I think it is interesting. Dark Urge has a custom story that does change a reasonable amount from your main storyline. From what we know, if you remember from early access, you have the, again, spoiler warning, you had the tadpole and you had that character to talk to you in your dreams. We do know one thing, important thing about this, the tadpole works different from the early access to the main game. It will be a separate progression. You will collect tadpoles in game and you will be able to shove more tadpoles in your eye to get more tadpole powers. But Dark Urge will not have that NPC, and by default, I think he will not have that quest line attached to him. Hi, it's me from editing. From what you heard me just saying, it sounds like the Dark Urge doesn't get the tadpole storyline, and that's not exactly what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is the tadpole storyline exists, but the dream sequences with the NPC called the Guardian and with that NPC and that interaction may be replaced with the Goblin character that you see in the trailers. I don't know, but from what we got from other information, we know that the dream sequence are not in the game for the Dark Urge. Back to the video. So he will have like his own version. A lot of people enjoy the fact because it looks like a connection to the older Baldur's Gate. I do agree, and I will tell one thing. Comparing to Divinity Original Sin 2, it's a great idea because it makes feel like your character has something going for it, different than, for example, Divinity, where your character was just someone else. It didn't have anything interesting about outside his magical abilities. So I will say it was a good move. Although, again, maybe the custom character do have some tricks down its sleeve. Because, spoilers again, the character that talks to you in your dreams, it is a character that you will meet on Act 2 called the Guardian. So there is a chance that the custom character and Dark Urges, you will flip this story, and the same story doesn't exist for the Guardian storytelling. Maybe, I do not know, can't tell, does not exist for the origin characters, and the custom character get this, so on and so forth. The idea, I think it's great. It gives you a little bit more, a little attachment to your character, a quest line to your character. So, hats off, I love this idea. Now, let's talk about the level cap, and I have some mixed feelings about. First, level cap is gonna be 12. It's better than 10, but the game has multi-classing, and I will tell you a thing. I think multi-classing will be a lot more tempting to the martial classes or adjacent. Like, waste 2 levels of your class and get the action surge from the fighter or stuff like that. Because I do not see myself trading something like a class feature that you get on 12 for a multi-class. For like 1 or 2 levels for multi-class. That's one of the reasons why I think 12 is too low. I understand, even if I disagree with the idea. To explain, the idea for this mead to, yeah, this mead level cap is because it's supposed to mimic what most players from D&D, the tabletop, will play. So I can get that, but there is a difference between the Baldur's video game and a true tabletop. Like, you play 4 hours each, twice a month on a tabletop, and here you can play 1 hour a day on your free time. So there you have that disconnection. And there is, on the other side, oh, people said, oh, if you get to level 20, you would be overscaling, you would be too powerful level 20s to defeat gods, so on and so forth. Which, yes, that is the description the books give you, but we have a lot of deviation from the books to the mechanics of the game, so I do not believe that you could not find ways to that. Mind you, there is a mod that allows quote unquote level 20 expansion called expansion on Nexus Mod Manager. I do not know when it will be updated. I do not know how it will be updated, but I will be playing with it. Probably I also will be rolling die to get my character stats with, I don't know, an editor or something, a save editor or whatever. So, more or less, that this is the news. There's a lot more things. There's a lot more information coming around. I will leave in the description a couple videos from other people that had hands-on in-game or with the final product under heavy quotation marks. They still state it is an early version, but it's not the early access. So go and grab it. Watch that video, and you're gonna have a lot more information. This is a little bit more about my opinion. An interesting thing also is the statement that Larian gave on the end of the community post about buying the game right now. Larian says, and it is saying, that do not buy the game with the intention of playing. Feel the game right now is more or less pre-ordered than anything. It's not something because the game will change enough from early access to the full release that they don't feel comfortable incentivizing the, oh, you're gonna play and it's gonna be simply close to the same. Still don't like the UI for the inventory management, but hey, life goes on. Now, let's talk about my opinion on the overall game. I did play Baldur's Gate 3 times on the channel, I think, or 2, but I did play a couple more times as the early access come and gone. Truth be told, I'm hopeful for the game. Something that, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't felt in a while. I think the last time that I kind of was a little bit excited in this way was Elder Ring, and here I'm a little bit more hopeful too that will be a great game. Divinity Original Sin, I liked the game, especially the second one. I despised the combat because the combat felt playing Floor is Lava, and mid to late game, it felt like you are on Ground Zero Chernobyl, because I hated that like the mechanic, the environmental curse acid, cursed blood, cursed water, cursed fire, cursed every fucking thing. And I had to wait not only the definitive edition, but a lot of mods that at least toned the shit down my side, so I could feel the game more playable. I still enjoy it. The writing was a little bit off, the companions were a little bit off, but overall, I still enjoy it. Now, I also have to say one thing. Thank the F, they are... Oh no, I can drop a F-bomb already. Thank the fuck they are changing some of the characters' writing, because during, for example, on Divinity Original Sin 2, I did not despise anyone on the beginning of the game, although I dislike a couple characters, so I would have left them out more or less, but I still found the interesting. On BG3, I going to be honest, I kinda don't like a lot of characters, with the exception of Gale. I thought I like him. He's a cool guy. He's gonna be on the part. He's the reason why I'm not gonna be playing Wizard never in this game. So yeah, that's there. Now, outside of all of this, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm hopeful. I like the fact they took their time to rewritten a couple of the characters. Gale, they said they change. Will, they said they will change a lot. They add a couple more characters from the companions and to be companions, and we don't know if it was the original intent for Argent characters. I'm hopeful. That's the best thing that I can say. I hope this game is great. I cannot say the same that a lot of people are singing praises a lot more bigger than they should. This is far better than you're thinking will be. I would still hold my horses on the... In my case, I think I can be that hopeful because I already burned the money on it, so fuck it. But if you're on the fence, I would not say go out of the way and say, holy shit, everyone is saying it's the best game of the year, gonna be the RPG of the decade, I'm gonna open the box and I'm gonna get a blowjob out of it. I would still hold my horses, wait a couple reviews, especially because there is this fact. First, there is enough rewriting on the game, and we have like a 1/3 of the first act out. So, like I said, hold your horses, wait reviews, and I will be doing the first hour of it. I will not be doing a full Let's Play because I want to play this game on my own. Maybe, with a big maybe, I will live stream it, but I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I see you next time.